what's up you guys? So today I am back with another video, and as you all can tell by the title, today will be episode 2 of my girl chat series. And today you guys, we will be talking about self-love. So the reason why I really wanted to do self-love is because if you all are either a new member or an old one, y'all know I've always enforced self-love on this channel. I think that's just something that I just really love within myself. But I just really love seeing other people loving on themselves, doing stuff for themselves that makes them feel good, look good, and everything like that. I am very big on self-love. But you guys, let's get into the video. First of all, what is self-love? Because a lot of people don't really just know what it is, and I was one of those people. So what is self-love? Okay, so self-love is the love that you have for yourself and the love that you give yourself. So what I mean by the love that you give yourself and the love you have for yourself, of course I feel like everybody should love their self and everybody should give love to their self. Of course, a lot of people do not do that, or they don't put their self into consideration because they're too busy trying to love somebody else or do this or do that for everybody else when they ain't did it for themselves. How do you get self-love, or how do you get to loving yourself to the fullest? So with me, I always put others before myself, and I've always did things for others that I never did for myself, which was, you know, it's all around love. It was all for love, and I still do those things. But now that I have self-love, I have learned that first of all, I need to do half of these things that I'm doing for everybody else for myself for once. The love that I'm giving others, I should be giving myself for once. And the reason why is because if you cannot love yourself, you will not be able to love anybody else. And I know y'all like, girl, what? No, seriously, I'm telling y'all, I have been battling with this for years. But you know how they be like, oh, in order to love somebody else, you gotta love yourself first? That is really true. Like, that is 100% accurate. So how did I get to a point? Okay, so I don't know. Honestly, something just clicked in me overnight saying, Brianna, you need to start pouring the love into yourself that you give out to others. You need to start loving yourself and giving yourself the things that you give others. And once I started to do that, y'all, I started to feel a heck of a lot better. A lot of people may think it's selfish or anything like that, but it's not selfish at all. You're supposed to love yourself. You're supposed to spoil yourself. You're supposed to have self-care days. You're supposed to think about yourself in any situation. And I know that sounds so selfish, but it's not, y'all, because when you think about it, 9 times out of 10, a person who loves their self and they are in some type of situation that they have to pick their self or somebody else, 9 times out of 10, a person is going to pick their self. And no, it's not selfish at all. I strongly dislike when people be like, oh, you're being selfish, oh, da. Because it takes, I'm just going to say from my perspective, it took me years to get the self-love that I have now. It took me years to love myself the way I do. It took me years to give myself the things that I actually needed, physically, mentally, all of that. And it took me years to just learn that it's okay to spoil myself. It's okay to, you know, basically do everything that I was doing, giving out to other people, because at the end of the day, yes, those people needed it, but I needed it myself, and I was neglecting myself, and I just really had to stop doing that. Because at the end of the day, you have yourself. Yes, you may have these people around, but when you in your bed at night, if you ain't married or anything like that, but I'm not married, so I'm speaking from my perspective. If you in your bed at night, who is in the bed with you? Is you, is yourself. So I just started to have to think about myself, learn myself, be a little selfish, but you know, that's cool, that's okay. That's like a little boundary. And when you have self-love, you create boundaries, you create rules and things that others can't cross to protect your peace and to protect your sanity. So it's okay to make boundaries. It's okay to make up rules and things so other people won't cross it. When you start loving yourself, I promise you, you will start seeing a heck of a lot of things. A lot of people start changing and things like that. And you know what? It's okay. It's cool. If they want to leave, bye. If stuff want to change, okay. You just have to accept it and keep going. But I promise you, if you're one of those people that are always doing everything for everybody else and you don't never do anything for yourself, you gotta stop doing it. Like, you honestly gotta stop doing it. Because if you think about it, are those people gonna do it for you? But it ain't even always about those people. You're supposed to be loving yourself, carrying yourself the way you want to carry yourself, and just being the best person that you really want to be. You have to just love yourself at the end of the day, because if nobody else loves you, you love you, and you need to start doing it, y'all. Like, it's not easy at first, because I'm gonna say this, it's not easy. When I first started my journey, you all, it was not freaking easy at all. Like, I felt like I was just being extremely selfish, because most of the things I used to do for people that I knew in the back of my mind would never do the same things for me, I just stopped doing it. And I was like, but you know, they need me, stuff like that. I had to cut that out, because I had to learn these people are not going to do the same thing for me. So why and bend over backwards and stuff like that for these people when they won't do the same thing with me? And that is self-love right there. I don't know if y'all know that or not, but if you are bending over backward for somebody else and they don't never do it for you, it's like a switch just goes off, and you have to think about that stuff before you just go out there and start doing stuff for other people. And I'm not saying like just stop doing stuff for other people and stuff like that. No, I'm not saying it at all. But I'm saying if a person is not doing what you're doing for them, to you, don't do it. Because 9 times out of 10, when it comes to you, they ain't gonna do it. These are things that are considered as self-love. I mentioned some already. First, like I always say, think about it and honestly think and say, will this person do this for me? You ask yourself that in the inside, in your head, or out loud, in the mirror, wherever you want to do. But if the answer is no, you're going to have to decide on whether you want to continue doing this or not. Number 2, like for me, I love to do self-care days. I love to pamper myself. I love to get my nails done, my toes done. I dermaplane my face. It doesn't have to necessarily be body care. You could buy books on self-care, or just buy books in general. You could take yourself out on dates. You can buy yourself some roses every week. You can buy yourself like gifts and things like that. Just basically spoiling yourself, because I promise you, nobody else is gonna do it. Unless you're married or whatever the case may be. But honestly, I always see myself as spoiling myself and everything like that, because I appreciate it, and it's like my self-love for myself grows every time I, purchase something for myself or do something for myself that I need to do so that I can be the best person that I can be. So, like I said, you could just do stuff like that. You can buy yourself new shoes. You could take a mental health day just for yourself. You could, what else? You can go for a walk. You can go for a run. You can do anything like that. That is all considered self-love. I don't know if you all know that or not, but that is considered self-love. It's a lot of things that you can do for self-love. You can journal, all of these things. I wish I can give y'all all of it, but literally it's all online. If you like need help with different things or different ways of self-love and you just want to know, you always can Google it, or y'all always can ask me down in the comment sections, my DMs, emails, anything like that. When you do start loving yourself, y'all, I promise you, you will see a major difference within yourself and just within life in general. And what I mean by that is you will start to know your worth, because you would know what you will take and what you won't take from anything or anybody. And what I mean by that is, let me give y'all an example. Hey, you start getting that love for yourself, and you decide, okay, well, I'm not taking cheaters and liars like I used to anymore. So you're setting up that boundary. Self-love is about a lot of boundaries. Let me put that out there. It's a lot of boundaries you have to put in place for self-love. And why I'm saying that is because it's for your peace and your sanity. Because once people see that you love yourself, they will try to get jealous and attack, because either you're not doing things that you used to for them no more. And some people just honestly hate to see people loving on themselves. That's something that I've learned this year and last year. People hate to see somebody else love themselves because they cannot love themselves. And you know, that's not fair to the other person, but that's just how some people are in this world. But for those type of people, y'all, honestly, I just get rid of them. Because if you don't love yourself, you cannot be around me, because that means you're gonna let anybody and everybody treat you whatever type of way they want to treat you, and I'm gonna snap on you because you allowing it, and you my friend, and I want better for you. So yes, that's why I just don't have nobody around. Like, of course, if I have a friend and they don't really know self-love, of course I'm going to encourage them to get it and start their journey and stuff like that. Like I said, of course it's not going to be easy, but it's like I want people to understand that they have a place in this world. They are loved. Even if it's just by yourself, like even if you're the only person that loves you, somebody loves you, and it's you. But yes, I just have to stress it, because a lot of young girls, that I just see it every day, they just don't love themselves. They try to look for love. And I'm not gonna lie, I used to be one of those people that always look for love, because I just never had self-love until, you know, I became a teenager. And you know, my mom, she kind of enforced it in me too. So if you really want to like get self-love, it starts with you. It starts in the inside. It is really good to be around people that know about it and that does it themselves, because you know, it's gonna help you out in your journey. And like I said, it's just sad that, you know, I see young girls like that, and I really hate that, because it's like, it be the most beautifulest girls or the best personalities and everything like that, and you just know, you can like tell when a person don't love their self, y'all. Like, you literally can tell. They will let anybody treat them anyway, talk to them anyway, disrespect them, everything like that. But a person that loves themselves, they're not gonna let anybody mess with their peace or their sanity at all, because they love their self for once. So for say you get out of this bad relationship, and you know, y'all been together for these many years, it recently got bad, and you live the relationship heartbreaking. And of course you're gonna be heartbroken, because you know, you are human, you feel things. But you know, a lot of people who really love their self, I'm not saying that, you know, once you have a breakup you're not heartbroken, but a lot of people leave relationships so heartbroken, so depressed, because they put all their love into somebody else instead of pouring it into them. Like I said, it's okay to pour love into somebody else, but you really need to have that love for yourself. So when you leave that relationship, you guys, you will feel great. Of course, like I said, you're gonna be sad or whatever. You left having your worth, knowing your worth still, because like I said, worth plays a big role in your self-love journey. It just does. And you know, it's just crazy, because it's like a year ago I took so much BS, and it's like now I don't take none of that. You want to know why? Because ain't nobody gonna take it from me. So yes, you have to love yourself. You have to put yourself first. No, it's not selfish. If somebody says it's selfish, they just don't love their self enough, honestly. Yes, y'all, that is basically how to love yourself and how to start your journey. If you all are starting a journey of self-love or just need more tips, please let me know down below. Email me or DM me or whatever y'all want to do, whichever is better for y'all. I am really proud of anybody who is on their self-love journey or that's starting their self-love journey, because no, it's not easy when you have been one of those type of people that, you know, have always poured into others' cup and just never just got that same love back from that person that you're pouring in or anything like that. I know how it feels, because like I said, I used to be that person. I stopped because I just needed to be there for myself, because nobody else was at some certain times in my life. Not saying that nobody has ever not been there for me, but I'm saying a lot of people deal with stuff, a lot of people battle with stuff, and you know, they try to get help from other people, but they really can't, because, you know, when they tried, the person would always come to them and ask, and they would pour into them. But when it's your turn, it's like, I don't know how to help you, stuff like that. So, yes, just learn to love yourself. And I'm so proud of everybody who is starting their journey. And thank you all so much for watching. And I'll see y'all on episode 3.